Well, you see it there. Celebrations in Tel Aviv and in Gaza after the U.S., Israel, and Hamas have all said that they've struck a phase 1 deal for a ceasefire and hostage release. The Israeli government believes 20 of those hostages are still alive. President Donald Trump says the release could start Monday. The deal also allows 400 trucks of humanitarian aid to enter Gaza daily for 5 days after the ceasefire. Thousands of Palestinian prisoners are also expected to be released. This is a breakthrough just over 2 years since the war began.
That's right. Joining us live now to talk more about this deal is UCLA political science professor Ben Radd. Ben, thank you for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
Yeah, we've been seeing the emotional reaction from families and friends of those hostages that should be released soon. What is your reaction after hearing about this deal?
Well, it's amazing this deal came to fruition. And let's be clear, though, when we talk about deal, it's a 20-point plan that President Trump and his team announced. And what we're seeing now is an initial phase, what they're calling phase 1. Whether it holds beyond phase 1 remains to be seen, but I think definitely there is some cause for celebration that we've made it at least this far.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. A lot of people saying that it seems like the president is being very conservative by saying this is just phase 1. Is that what you're seeing too?
Yeah, because the remainder of the deal has elements to it that we've seen in different variations before in the last year and a half especially, and it's fallen apart at these complex later stages. So specifically things about what will the future of Gaza look like with regards to governance, what is Hamas's role going to be, if any, will it be disarmed, will it be disbanded completely? These are all thorny, outstanding issues that have thwarted prior deals to completion, but this first phase with the exchange of prisoners, hostages, of living and deceased, is a key part that I think is worthy to acknowledge and celebrate.
Yeah, there are so many major factors here that I hate to say could still go wrong. What do you feel like are some of the weaker points? Is it that Hamas will not give up arms? Are you worried that this prisoner exchange won't actually happen? What are some of the points that you feel like this could still go sour on?
Yeah, well, let's talk about the immediate, which is regard to the prisoner exchange.
Yeah.
Hamas has a list or a category, criteria of prisoners it wants released, including those who the Israelis say have blood on their hands, who have either committed acts of murder against Israelis or have attempted to do so but failed in their efforts. Will they be released? All the ones that Hamas wants. Is Israel willing to sort of release these men? And I believe they're all men that are on that particular list there. And then beyond that, you've got the issue of, Hamas as a group is one that Israel recognizes as a terrorist organization seeking only its destruction. So its requirement is that Hamas effectively disappear, that its members either leave or disavow their prior pledges to destroy Israel, that they disarm completely and have no role in a future Gaza political administration. Whether Hamas agrees to this is a suicide pact for Hamas. They're basically agreeing to no longer exist, and its members are split on how far along that they're willing to go. So that's a big issue that remains outstanding.
Well, we obviously have so many outstanding issues, I think, in this whole process. When people are looking at the videos and seeing some of the, we're talking about humanitarian relief potentially coming to the area, but when you see just how these buildings have been just so badly damaged, the amount of destruction is almost unimaginable. What do you think the rebuilding process can even potentially look like here?
Well, this is where the role of neighboring Arab states and non-Arab Muslim states will be key. This is something that President Trump's plan incorporates. It's to have them help, or in fact, lead the initiative to reconstruct Gaza, to reestablish the sense of order, to build civic institutions, social services, health institutions, schools, all the things that are necessary to get a community like that up and running again, beginning with the free flow distribution of aid that allows them to regain their sense of health and day-to-day lives. And for this, the international community, specifically the local Arab partners, will be key to this happening.
Yeah, and not just the rebuilding of the area, but the people who have been waiting for relief. We talk about all these terrible stories of starvation and death. Hopefully this brings some relief to those people with that aid.
Indeed, absolutely. And that, I think, is the other part of this. It's not just the prisoner hostage exchange that's key. It's finally bringing relief to the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of Gazans who have been caught in the crossfire of what's been happening the last 2 years.
Right, especially so many children.
Yeah.
All right, Ben Radd, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.